Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well. If we haven't met, I'm Leanne. I'm a multimedia book artist, and today we're going to be continuing on a book made from scavenger hunt items. So these are items that are typically or could be used in a junk journal. Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. Some of them are harder to find. This is what I've done so far. It's a little bit different. I add a little ticket up here, just some different things that I'm sure I'll change it more before the end. Then I also have this spread here that we finished. So it's got a variety of things, including pages from books and feather and watercolor. I love using that watercolor. I didn't show you the other page though that I finished, and that would be this one. So this one is a top tuck. It's the same part of that book page, and then I just added these portions. I put this beautiful lace on this scrap piece of embossed paper. And then I made a tuck out of this one. This paper wasn't long enough, so I just added on. And then tucking that little pink ball underneath. And then just adding a third piece, just a common piece of cardstock. I'm sure I'll add more and change that page too, but that's what I have going on right there. What I want to do right now is do something a little bit unconventional, in a sense, and that's using actually the pages, not the pages, but the covers from cans. So this one was a crushed tomato can. This is a pumpkin pureed can. This one came from beans. So anyway, I'm going to do that. I'm going to use it for a tag that I'll use inside of the book. So the first thing I see on this is something that I can use is this strip right here. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my scissors and cut that off. So something like that, those are nice things to look for on your cans. This one, it's a company or a brand one, so it's on several of the labels. Now it does say low sodium on the bottom, so I'll probably do something to just not use that part or have it covered up. So I can use that at the bottom of my tag, and it goes along with the colors that I already have. Let's see what I've got. Now I am using greens within there, so I might end up using some greens. Or what about even a leaf peeking out? This has a leaf on there. I think I'm going to try to cut up some of those. So I still have to come up with kind of a theme or an idea of what I want there. What I'll do, I'll cut out some things and kind of just see what direction I go. I have the idea of using them. I just have to figure out how now. So there is that green circle there. I could cut that out and then put something else also in the inside of it. So when I use stuff like this, you can use it and just have it completely looking still like, still like the label from a can. I do have a book that I have some tucked in like that. But for the most part, when I use, quote, junk in my journal, I like using it in a way where it doesn't actually look like junk, but it just looks like a design element, just like something other than junk. All right. So if I keep that a little bit off the edge there, I can have this coming over the edge. I like that. I like that coming up. So let's see what else. A stamp could go there really nicely just to begin a look for the card. I could also use some doily, like a doily coming up from this particular seam. And then leaf cutting that. Instead of a leaf, I could grab just some lace, and the lace would cover over that particular area where it says low sodium. So let me try it this way. I think I'm going to do it that way because then I can just cut that sodium part off and it's just not even an issue. Sodium is no longer an issue. Okay, so that's just about long enough, but not quite. So I'm going to have it tapered off maybe towards the end, or else I'll grab another portion from one of the other ones and just extend it. Although the coloring is a little bit different. So I guess I'm on my own. So I'm cutting this because I like that under. Let me see what this looks like at the top, because that rip is kind of at the angle. Nope, I like it better at the bottom. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring this up to the top so it's just a clean line going down. I'm going to have that kind of in the middle, and then I'm going to figure out something else down there. So that's going to be my beginning. But before I do that, I want to put a word stamp on this just to give it some texture, some movement, you know, something beyond just the blank card. So I'm going to take that and just kind of go like that. So now that I have that, I'm going to proceed. Oops, don't want that there. I might get my book dirty. I'm going to lay this down now. So I'm going to try to still stay with my Elmer's glue as much as possible. Every so often I will use the other one because the point is so nice. On some things it's just like, it's worth having it and worth using it. But I want to use the Elmer's glue for this. Give it a try. Alright, I have a nice amount there, so I'm going to lay this down gently. I should go closer for you to see. There, how's that? So I've got that laid down there now. Now I'm going to grab my strip. Go at the top and go down. Okay. I know exactly what I'm going to do after this too. The strip is a little brighter than I would like it, so I'm going to grab my paint afterwards. My white paint. If you have, there we go. If you have gesso, gesso is really awesome for it. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit. I don't want to bring my scissors over it and get just a bunch of glue on my scissors. So I'm going to leave it like that. I'm just going to grab my paint and put some of that on. So by putting that paint on, it just kind of mellows the color, and that also gives it a little bit more of a distressed look, so it's just not this bright, shiny color of something that just came off of a can. It still is bright, but that's okay. I like that lace. And let's see. I still have these that I kind of thought would be fun to use. Do this just at the end with a stapler. And then I think what I do, once my glue gun is hot, I'll put a button there, potentially. I don't know why, it has a little bit too snowflakey of a feel for me with this by the blue, I guess. So I want to do some different things that's going to break that up. I like that. So this is a piece of book page. I'm going to go ahead and place that at the top. I like the angle of it. It also reduces just the blue. For me right now, the blue just shouts too much of the attention. I want to try to quiet it down a little bit. Whoops. Slippery stuff. So getting a little bit of this in is also going to change the feel of the dimension of the card. The tag. Little trimming. Okay. So I put a little glue on the tip of that one, and now I'm going to bring it on down to the other ones. Go a little bit over that stapler to kind of hide it. And I do have a little bit of extra left over. I think that would be nice coming off of this top edge. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. Let me decide. I was thinking I wanted it longer, but maybe I'll just do it so it reaches over here. I like that. Okay. So I have a little bit of green here from this one. I just want to see what it looks like if I add a piece of it. I like it. I have these colors in my book, so it brings it in. It's just a little teeny tiny piece, enough to catch catch the look of it. Since I have it there, I can see if I'd like it on the other side where the doily's coming down from, or just somewhere else. So I like a little teeny tiny piece just sticking out from the doily right there, I think. Yeah, it just kind of balances out that color a little more. Just a peek. And then I'll cut off some of it. So I think it would be nice to have some kind of a word or something there. Before I do that, I'm going to put a ribbon in. And I'm going to make a little edge. So if I use the brown, it picks up the lettering. I didn't think I'd like that, but I actually kind of like that. Let me get a bigger piece. A bigger piece takes up too much away from it. I think I like just a small amount, either coming off the side or a little bit sticking off the bottom. I almost think I like it on the bottom. What if I had just a tad on the bottom and a tad on the top? Okay, so I'm going to start out here and I'm not going to put it the whole length there, but if I did, I could have put a belly band there. Okay, I'm going to redo that. I'm going to put this on just peeking out the bottom. And I want it tucked in a little bit. I don't want it right along the edge. I'm gonna just rip that slightly. Okay. Then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna place this over the top of it and just make a little pocket there, a little tuck spot. So I'm going to make a U shape with my glue and then place that over here and just below where the notch is, where I'm going to put my ribbon. So after that, I think I still want a little bit peeking it up at the top. And I don't need very much. I just need a little sliver. Okay. As I see that, you know, little leaves might actually be nice coming off of the blue. Let me rip up some things that would kind of be leaf-like. I like that. So if you don't like a ripped look, you could cut something like this with your punch. What you want to do is put this paper and then something else behind it, because it won't punch very well. Okay, when I see it all, I don't like it all. Maybe just one set up here. Right there. So the reason I decided to only put this one set right there, it seemed like the green started overpowering it too much. Now I do have a lot of color in this book, but I also have soft colors I'm working with. So I have three sets, if you will, 3 positions, and with it coming below that little book plate, it's not as dominant. So that's why I chose to do it that way. All right, let's get a little cleanup here so we can see. So I like this actually breaking the edge of all of it. So I'm going to put this on and just gently use my glue gun. So if you have something like Fabri-Tac, that works great for something like this. Elmer's might work great. I'm not gutsy enough at the moment to try it. And the Fabri-Tac has a strong smell to it, and I try to save my brain cells. And so that's why I opt for a glue gun. But they are messy little boogers. Look at all that glue that comes off. Okay, I have that. I still want to break this line. And one thing I was thinking of doing was writing bloom right there. And what if I did that in blue? I've got this blue. This is a darker blue. So let me try that on, here's a little scrap of similar. There's an O. Okay, I don't have the bee yet, but I think that's gonna work good. So I'm gonna go for that. So I'll start out with my bee first. Bloom, that helped, okay. Since I have this out, I am gonna try to add a little bit of blue to it. So I've got my little thing down there, and I'm gonna just gently bring the blues in on this card. Not to overpower it, but to just kind of augment what's going on. Okay. I like that. Now I have to figure out what I want to do up there. So this is an old blue shirt. What I'm going to try doing is ripping a ribbon from it. So I'm cutting along the button place. So it brings the blues up. So let's see what it does. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we won't like it. So I do like how it brings the blues up, but I feel like I want to then introduce it some other place in here. A little shorter. Right down there. So that corner that I left open, I think I'm just going to put just a little tiny smidgen maybe there. Let's see. Plenty to work with, so that's a nice thing. What I might do is just let it, some of it cross this line, not the whole line, I don't think. Although that's not bad. So I'm just going to let some of it cross the line. Here's a little teeny tiny piece. I think I'm going to, no, I'm just going to use the bigger one. It'll be easier to do. So that's that edge. So I got to be mindful. I have to work quickly because of the glue. That's not the look I want. There we go. Just a little sticking up there, so it goes up and down, like peeks out a little bit, goes back down, but doesn't really, almost like a little ruffle, I guess. Now I must say I'm not liking how my hot glue is working right now, because it's getting spots that I'm not really using. Let's see, do I want more? Or is that good? That's good. So to complete the back, I'm just going to have the ribbon go all the way down to the bottom, but you won't see it on the front side. I just want it peeking out at those portions. So I'm going to go ahead and just lay down some glue and put that down. So I still do, I think, want a raggedy edge sticking out from over here. Maybe, oh, maybe not. Maybe that's just fine. I don't know. Let's see. Nope, I want just like, just a smidgen. Just a smidgen, like one line peeking out. So let's see what I've got there. I'm just going to place some glue here and then place it over the top. Just that one line sticking out. So what I can do here, I can clean up this side. I don't need to have all of this there, and it'll just add bulk to my book. So I'm going to kind of cut along where I think that glue line is. So this is just that scrap, but let's see what it does. So then I'll have something sticking out here. So for this side, it would be good just to stamp on it, to not add extra bulk, but to create interest still. Well, so first, I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but I'm going to add a little piece of paper down on this to give it a clean line. Paper is thinner than the fabric, so I'm not as concerned. But I think it'll just look better if it has a nice clean line to it. So I'm fishing through my, here's a little blue paper I'm going to try to use. So let's see, how do I want to do this? Don't need that as long. I just need enough to tuck in there and to stick out like that. So that just gives it a cleaner look. So I'm going to grab a little glue and place that down. Okay. So a little card on the back there. Let me get a stamp for here. I like this one. This is a Tim Holtz one. It says, "Courage is being yourself every day in a world that expects you to be someone else." That's gonna go there. I like it. And I think I might keep this other bloom card. This was the sample card from the front. I was just kind of putting it in there playing, but I think I'm going to keep it there. It actually works out well. I like the two buttons. So I'm going to place some glue there. Ideally, I would have thread sewn in this. I don't, and I'm not going to worry about it. I would like it if it were. Ooh, a little bit of book could be sticking out there. Nah, it has enough. I think it's too much with another button down there. What I might do though is add just one more dimension of lace or something, but not something as strong as that. These little things could be fun, but they've just got such thickness to them. I don't want to do that. Here's a portion of a ticket. Don't want to do that. Maybe I just need to leave it plain. Oh, I know what I can do. Let's see what just a smidgen of cheesecloth does to it. Just a touch. And a hint right there. Let's see. Don't want it too thick over here. I'll have that coming from the top. I think this is fun, but I think what I want to do is go with the Tim Holtz flower. I think I just like that. I'm going to stay with that. So, oops. I am going to do a little bit of inking so the edges pop out just a little bit more. There. Hey, one more thing. I want these distressed a little bit. Just a little bit of words, as if an important document sticking out. See that? Okay, I think I'm gonna stop there. So, there's some ideas, things you can do. In this one, I use the label, just a little trim from the label. It worked out well. I also used some old clothing, piece of shirt I got at a thrift shop, of which I harvest the buttons, and I use the buttons on here as well. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed the little tag and the little idea of ways that you can use junk. So I'm going to mark that off my list, and we're good to go. Have a great day, everybody. Talk to you later. Bye.